Beautiful is really about making cakes that taste as delicious as they look. So you won't find any fondant in the Butter Beautiful kitchen. I only use yummy buttercreams and different frostings. And all the things I use to decorate the cakes with are all really edible. So you basically just want to eat every little piece on the cake. I started making cakes for friends probably about 10 years ago. So really it just started where we would say be going out for dinner for a surprise meal, and it was so nice just whipping out a cake at the end of the evening, and everyone always loved it and really enjoyed it. Then I made my first wedding cake for my boss when I was about 21. Never made a stacked cake before in my life, totally winged it and pulled it off and really enjoyed it. I love the adrenaline of making a wedding cake. And then the sort of pressure that comes with that, and then the relief afterwards when it all works out and everyone really enjoys it at the end of the night. Also, cakes are always made at a really happy time. They're always ordered for a special occasion, or something's being celebrated, and so it's so nice to kind of design a cake with a customer who is wanting to celebrate something special, and it's always a happy occasion, which I really love. I think the key to buttercream is, and just frostings in general, is just not to make them so teeth-chatteringly sweet. I find that you need to use enough sugar to get the texture that you want, so it changes from butter into buttercream. But actually, I find that using so much sugar that it almost goes grainy, you don't want that. So basically, just I would say, generally speaking, you can cut out a little bit of sugar from the recipes, especially with cream cheese frosting, where actually a bit more of a kind of almost savoury cream cheese frosting is really, really good. A discovery, something I discovered when I started Butter Beautiful was Swiss meringue buttercream, which I think is really popular in America, but it's just not used as often over here. But when I make it and use it on wedding samples for my customers, they just go nuts for it. I think I really like it because it holds things like fruit compote really well, and chocolate, and it doesn't split. It's really nice to use, and it's just a really it's a buttery meringue frosting, and it's just absolutely delicious. I've always just loved being in the kitchen, basically, so whether it's cooking or baking, my happiest and earliest childhood memories are just me, little old me, on a step with my mum teaching me how to cook. I'm also really creative, I love crafting, so for me, getting to bake and design beautiful cakes and wedding cakes is just my ideal job. When I talk to a bride for the first time about her wedding cake, we tend to have a chat on the phone, get a really good idea of what she's thinking, what cakes she loves, what cakes she hates, talk about the whole wedding really, and the scheme, etc. And then when we do a sample session, so a cake tasting, which is the best bit, it's really nice to have even more of a chat and to actually talk more specifically about design ideas, maybe ask them to bring some pictures with them. And then we tend to set up a Pinterest board and just pin loads and loads of ideas until we can come up with a final design. So what cake would I have at my wedding? People ask me this all the time, and yes, I think I probably would make my own wedding cake. I think it'd be rude not to. But I think I'd probably have to have an apple and cinnamon cake with brown sugar, cinnamon, cream cheese frosting.